I'm beyond frustrated and confused, and TikTok does not fucking help. So, I see a lot of people upload, like, let's be transparent. How much money do you make? How much money do you make at your job with your career? How are you affording this lifestyle? Da 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 da. And then you read the comments under those videos, and everybody is like 180,000, 150,000. Like everybody is making 80,000 to $400,000 under those comments. But then we see majority of TikTok creators, like not creators, TikTok people that are just on this app complaining about their finances. Like most of us are not doing that well. So whenever people make these videos, like pay transparency, and 99% of the comments are all making over $90,000, it is very confusing as to like what the fuck is happening. And
So, couple different points here that we need to hit on before we continue into the video. The first point is that everybody is not broke. There are a large portion of people that are doing incredibly well. I would have you to know, statistically speaking, there are 1,700 new millionaires inside of the United States of America every single day. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're liquid at least $1 million because the majority of the time it's in assets. Most people have their assets tied up in their homes and their 401k, so on and so forth. But just because people choose to live a more pedestrian lifestyle, I don't know if that's the word that you would use for it, they choose to live below their means, does not mean that they're broke. So there's a lot of people that's generating a lot of revenue, and then there's also a lot of people getting a lot of money. With that being said, there's also a lot of people that is not doing as well, and they may be struggling a little bit. And some of it is because of circumstances. Most of the time, it's because of life choices, especially if you're here inside of the United States of America. People live above their means for a long time. And then there's also this third group of people, right? And the third group of people are the people that are pretending, or they are selling you a lifestyle online, but it's not necessarily a reflection of what their real life is like. They take the pictures in front of the cars, the jewelry, but you don't really know what's going on behind the scenes. You don't know that they're leveraged up to their eyeballs in debt. You don't know that they house poor. All of these things, right? Student loan payments. You start to see all of that come out. So don't always go based off of what you see on the internet. That's why I like to personally show receipts. And that's why I say what I say and I do what I do on the Millionaire Morning Show and in the Patreon. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. But the point that I'm making is that it's a lot of people that's capping. Let me say this. Everybody is capping in a different way. Most people are capping in a different way. All right, so let me sell it to you, and then we're going to get back to the rest of the video. People that have a lot of resources, a lot of times because they don't want to be taken advantage of, because they don't want to be looked at a certain type of way, because they don't want their family members hitting them up every day, and they don't want people changing their perspective towards them. Sometimes to the general public, they may sell them, or they may cap about the fact that they may sell you that they live in a regular lifestyle, but in reality, they have a booming amount of money that's coming in, right? Because rich people feel more comfortable being transparent around rich people about the type of lifestyle that they live in. Then there's another group of people that may be selling you on the fact that they may have a lot of resources and everything is financed, everything is to the hilt. They may have a big house and all of this stuff, but they house poor. They may be, I know it's an economy out here where, you'll get 6, 7 guys all living together, all roommating around each other, and then they all lease 2 or 3 cars together, and then they all get a separate turn on when they can drive the car so that they can look like they're getting a lot of money. But make no mistake about it, the middle class is going away. It's either going to be haves or have-nots. It's either going to be, you running it up or you don't. You're going to have to make smart life choices that allow for you to be successful longer term. You understand what I'm saying? So You can't entirely go based off of what you see on the internet, because it is some people that's just being real and they showing you, listen, I got the bag. I'm running up the bag. But there's large majorities depending on what spaces that you live in, and it's not necessarily based off of what people say. There's a lot of people that's broke, and there's a lot of people that's rich. And there's more people that's broke than rich, but then there's a lot of people that won't tell you that they're rich because they're afraid of how people will perceive them or treat them after they find out how much money that they really getting. And then there's a lot of people that's poor that don't necessarily tell you because they're ashamed of what their friends may think, and that's not necessarily anybody's business. So the internet is a very tricky place. Don't go based off of what you see entirely on the internet.
Real life. And so the reason why I say that is because in my city right now, they are building up brand new apartments every fucking where. And when I say brand new apartments, these are not average apartments. These are like studio apartments starting at $1,900. 2-bedroom apartments, $2,500 to $3,000. Like, that is not average for the normal 9 to 5 worker to.
Y'all don't have to sign up for those apartments, right? I'm just saying, you don't have to sign up for that type of thing.
Hey, remind you, most of these places want you to make, well, every place wants you to make 3 times the rent. So I'm like confused, because I'm like, where are these people working that are affording to live in a studio for $1,900? And then it's like, is society trying to just push people to get married or something? Because I can understand a 2-person household affording that. I can't understand a single mother or just a single person affording this. So I'm confused. I'm so confused because, again,
you're going to be much more financially stable and able to do more if you have somebody that's aligned with you. Then both of y'all are running up a bag together, and equally yoked, and you on the same page, and you don't have anybody that's fumbling the bag inside of your relationship. Of course, you are going to be much more successful together than you are apart. 2 is always going to be better than 1 unless you got an anchor in that relationship.
A lot of us are on this app complaining about our finances, but then you run into one of those pay transparency posts and you see that a lot of these people are actually like rich in my book. And you're making $180,000 a year, baby, you got money compared to my ass. And then in real life, it seems as if everybody is making $180,000 because of the new build apartments that they're building. Like, I am so confused. Like, where are the poor people?
You may have 750,000, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million people in the metro area, 4, 5, 6 million people in the metro area. Then you get over to New York and you got a millionaire asset wise, 1 out of every 4 to 6 people. You got 8 million people over there. And so then you build a, multi-unit apartment with 50, 60, 70 units in there. It's not hard to do the math to know that there are people that can afford to live in certain places. And so again, everybody is not broke, and you can't go based just off what you see. You have to go based off of the truth, the stats, the statistics. And again, people that work together, people that make money together, people that run up the bag together are going to be 10 times more successful than people that choose to do things the wrong way, and it's not going to yield the best results. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I'll holler at you guys later.